Hi, my name is Monwabisi Thethe. I'm a serial entrepreneur, even though I hate that word. My biggest problem with entrepreneurship is very simple. We leave our jobs and then you decide, oh, today I'm an entrepreneur. And it's actually not like that. So there's various facets to this thing. So for me, I need you to understand what you look at. So I don't look at this thing as an entrepreneur. I look at this thing as a system. You build a system, restaurants have managers, they've got owners, they've got supply chain, they've got distribution. All those things are very important when you start building your own thing. You know, the first rule they taught me was you don't have a business or a food and beverage or even a restaurant if you don't survive the first 1,000 days of it. I looked at this thing, I was like, whoa, 1,000 days before I even make break even. That's 3 years basically. So what do you do in instances like that where you know they've told you that this is a 3 to 5 year business before you even start looking at it? These days people start businesses overnight and they want to be a success overnight. Well, food and beverage is not that space if you're going to be that kind of person. I think for me, franchising has started a long time ago. The world is built around franchising, if we didn't know. I had to first get into the positive role of understanding what franchising is and what franchising does. And in order for me to get into the food and beverage space, I needed to understand the best in the game, how they do it, so that then I could implement my own strategies and put in my own systems in place. But I think you need a good base, you know. I just didn't want to blow money because food and beverage is a lot of money, but if done right, it could make you a lot of money. So I always refer to the franchising space in terms of the Jesus principle. Now, a lot of people ask me, what is the Jesus principle? Well, let's remove the religious side of it. Effectively, here's this guy, he comes in, he calls himself the Messiah. He says, I am the Messiah, you need to believe me. And then he takes 12 people and says, you guys come here, come believe in what I'm saying, you go sell it there, you go sell it there, you go sell it there, you go sell it there. That's what franchising is basically. It's making sure that the product is consistent anywhere you go around the world. So whether you're in Bangkok, you're in China, you're in Soweto, the product must remain consistent. And that's what we need to learn when we start businesses, is who's done it the best, and then you go learn from those people. How much do I know about food and beverage? Probably nothing. How much do I aspire to know about food and beverage? Nothing. But I understand numbers. And a franchise then is able to assist you in understanding the product quality. They make sure that they check the product quality. They make sure that they introduce systems to you. How often do you keep your food on shelf? How often do you buy? How often? No one taught us those things, you know. We grew up in our spaza shops where someone comes in, sitengisi, komeaki. And that kind of system does not work within retail, you know. I call it first economy retail and second economy retail. Why do we not grow our businesses to be large scale? Is because we don't put in the good foundation. The deeper the foundation, the taller the building can go. So we need to start taking our time and accountability in terms of how you build your business. Now, quick example. I do not drink coffee. I can't stand coffee. I can't fathom coffee. The only thing I like about coffee is that I make money from coffee, and I make a lot of money from coffee. Why? Because I identified very early on that a lot of people like coffee. We grow our own coffee. People wake up and they drink coffee. Do you need to be passionate about coffee or consume your product? No. So for me, there's a lot of things that we kind of need to start teaching and also unlearning. You know, there's a lot of unlearning that one does. When you come into this space, they first teach you the principles of how you do things and what you're meant to do. So my advice would be, don't start something because you're passionate about it. I say it's the opposite. Start something that we don't need to wake you up in the middle of the night for. It's easy for us to fall out of passion around something. I can never fall in and out of passion around coffee because I don't drink it. But I can make money off it. I am passionate about what it does, the distribution, the love people have for it. Sometimes you need a business that people actually love, that you get into more than what you think, you know. I have a very contentious feeling around and thinking around, for example, the Pakistani, the Somalian, the Bangladeshi stores. I looked at this thing and I'm like, okay, so these guys own our stores, right? A lot of the stores. I then built a bakery, an industrial bakery that supplies bread, biscuits, scones to these Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and Somalian shops. They already got the distribution. So for me to try and pick up that distribution was irrelevant. But I plugged into a system that I knew is already happening. And this is now what I hope we get into with this I'm an Entrepreneur session. Because we need to kind of start speaking hard truths. People are in the country. People are here to trade. People are here to make money and make a living for their families. How then do we balance this thing? What does it look like? And how do we then project the next 5 to 10 years if you want to own a retail store, if you want to own a chain without any experience? When I started my business, I didn't have the money because that's what people did. I didn't have the money, I didn't have the resources, but I had the want, you know? So I know F&B is one of the sponsors of I'm an Entrepreneur. In fact, one of the guys who was there, I met him at an art exhibition. And I did my research about this person. I said to them, listen, this is the business I want to get into. I don't have the money. I'd like to think I've got the qualifications, but that's as far as that would take me, right? And lo and behold, they listened to my story. And today I can safely say to you, I've paid off my loans, my franchise loans and all those things, but we have to start somewhere. But I think the pivotal mistake that we all make is to think that everything needs money. The days I remember distinctly are the days I made mistakes. But what do you do when you make mistakes? You have to get up as quickly as you got onto that mistake and start moving into the trajectory. I say learn fast, make mistakes fast and quickly. And let's get over it and let's move on.